Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Fatima Firdaus and now I'm gonna explain about PT PAL Indonesia. PT PAL Indonesia is the largest shipbuilding company in Indonesia. They excel in the construction and design of warship and merchant vessels. The origin of PT PAL Indonesia began with the establishment of marine establishment, which was inaugurated by the Dutch government in the 1849. After independence, the Indonesian government nationalized the company and changed its name to Penataran Angkatan Laut or PAL. Then on April 15, 1980s, based on government regulation, the company's status changed from a public company to a limited liability company or perseroan terbatas in bahasa. From 1985 to 2024, the company produced 329 vessels, 92 of which were warships. Key financial indicators are used to evaluate the financial condition of PT PAL Indonesia, particularly in terms of profitability and liability. The study conducted by Buhroni et al. On 2022 shows that the current ratio of PT PAL Indonesia during the period 2018 to 2020 fluctuated from year to year. The highest current ratio was recorded in 2018, reaching 153.72%. In terms of scoring, PT PAL Indonesia achieved the maximum score of 5 in 2018. However, in the following year, the score declined to 4, as the company current ratio in 2019 fell below to 125%. In 2020, the current ratio increased again to 128.33%, allowing the company to regain the maximum score of 5. Based on several sources, it is reported that in 2019, PT PAL Indonesia generated revenue of 1.63 trillion rupiah and recorded a net profit of 94.30 billion rupiah. The market structures of PT PAL Indonesia can be classified as an oligopoly, as PT PAL is one of only a few large companies in Indonesia with the capacity to build large and advanced vessels. Although PT PAL no longer monopolizes the construction of all types of ships, it competes with several other major shipyards in procurement tenders for commercial vessels and light patrol ships. PT PAL Indonesia operates in a competitive environment that includes both domestic and international shipbuilding companies. PT PAL Indonesia as a state-owned enterprise or BUMN operating in strategic defense and maritime industry is subject to Indonesian tax laws in general. However, the company also receives certain tax facilities and special treatment regulated under several government regulations and decrees of the Minister of Finance. As a corporate taxpayer, PT PAL Indonesia is required to comply with general tax regulation, including the payment of corporate income tax and value-add tax. One of the special tax treatment received by the company is the KITE facility under Minister of Finance Regulation number 149 of 2022, which provide an exemption from import duties. PT PAL Indonesia has implemented various corporate social responsibility or CSR program. The CSR initiative of PT PAL Indonesia are categorized into the following area. First one is CSR in the environmental sector, which including providing assistance to flood victims in Sumatra. Second, CSR in the area of employment, security, health and occupational safety, aimed at ensuring employee welfare and workplace safety. Third, CSR in partnership and social development, such as planting of 2,000 mangrove seedlings along the coastal area of Surabaya. Fourth, CSR toward customer, where activities are carried out with a spirit of transparency, covering the planning process, on-site implementation, and post-activity evaluation. The CSR programs implemented by PT PAL Indonesia have a positive impact on various stakeholders, including employees, local communities, and the surrounding environment. By implementing consistent and responsible CSR program, the company builds public trust and improves its corporate image. Strong stakeholder relationship can enhance operational stability and support business continuity, especially in strategic and government-regulated industry. So the conclusion is PT PAL Indonesia plays a strategic role in Indonesia's defense and maritime industry. The company operates in a capital-intensive environment with long project cycles, which affect its financial performance and operational flexibility. Despite these challenges, PT PAL Indonesia benefits from strong government support and its importance to national interests. To improve future performance, the company should strengthen financial efficiency, enhance project management, and expand strategic partnership, especially for technology transfer. In addition, improving transparency in financial reporting and consistently integrating sustainability and CSR into long-term strategies will support business continuity and long-term competitiveness. So that's all from me. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.